Princess Maria Theresa of Spain. Spain's Princess Maria Theresa becomes the first royal to pass away from the novel coronavirus. She was 86. Her death was announced on Facebook by her brother, Prince Sixto Enrique de Borbón, the Duke of Aranjuez. Known as the Red Princess for her lifelong socialist activism and advocate for women's rights, Maria Theresa was the cousin of Spain's King Felipe IV. According to the publication, the outspoken royal was a distinguished professor at Paris's Sorbonne and an outspoken professor of sociology at Madrid's Complutense University. Manu Dibango. Manu Dibango, a Cameroonian jazz artist, whose celebrated career spanned decades, passed away from complications due to the novel coronavirus. He was 86. The legendary multi-instrumentalist and songwriter, who influenced everything from disco to hip-hop, died in a Paris hospital. Dibango's 1973 hit, Soul Mikasa inspired everyone, from Michael Jackson, who used refrain, on Wanna Be Startin' Somethin', to Rihanna, who sampled the dance floor smash on her 2007 single, Don't Stop the Music. Floyd Cardoz. Celebrity chef and international restaurateur Floyd Cardoz passed away on March 25, 2020, at Mountainside Hospital in Montclair, NJ from the novel coronavirus. He was 59. The winner of Bravo's third season of Top Chef Masters, Cardoz admitted himself to the hospital on March 17, 2020, when he felt ill, after returning from India where he was filming the Netflix series, Ugly Delicious. His last Instagram post was a selfie taken in the hospital the same day in which he wrote, "I was feeling feverish and hence as a precautionary measure, admitted myself into hospital in New York." The India-born chef's Manhattan restaurant, Tabla, elevated Indian-American modern cuisine like no other chef before him. Terrence McNally. Five-time Tony Award winner Terrence McNally passed away due to complications from coronavirus on March 24, 2020. He was 81. The creative mind behind Kiss of the Spider Woman, Ragtime, and Love Valor Compassion, McNally routinely brought gay characters to mainstream audiences, and wrote about homophobia and AIDS when those topics were still considered socially taboo. His publicist Matt Pope told the publication that McNally died in a hospital in Sarasota, Florida. McNally survived lung cancer in the late 90s, but the disease cost him portions of both lungs. He also suffered from chronic obstructive pulmonary disease. He is survived by his husband, producer Tom Cardahy. Mark Bloom. Actor Mark Bloom died at the age of 69 on March 25, 2020, due to complications of the coronavirus after testing positive a week prior. His wife of 15 years, Janet Zarish, said that Bloom suffered from asthma, but had not, as the publication put it, traveled recently or knowingly been in contact with anyone with the virus. Perhaps best known for film and television roles in Crocodile Dundee, Desperately Seeking Susan, Mozart in the Jungle, and the Netflix series You. Bloom also starred in several Broadway productions over the course of 40-plus years, such as Lost in Yonkers, The Best Man, and Gus and Al. Joe Diffie. Country music singer Joe Diffie was diagnosed with coronavirus, his publicist, Scott Adkins, told the Associated Press on March 27, 2020. In a statement released to Rolling Stone, the 61-year-old musician revealed, "I am under the care of medical professionals and currently receiving treatment. My family and I are asking for privacy at this time. We want to remind the public and all my fans to be vigilant, cautious, and careful during this pandemic." However, 2 days after the announcement, Diffie sadly passed away on March 29 from complications of coronavirus. According to his Grand Ole Opry profile, in which he was inducted in 1993, Diffie had 4 gold and platinum albums, 17 top 10 hits and more than 6 million in record sales. Diffie was best known for a string of 90s hits, including Pickup Man, Honky Tonk Attitude, Third Rock from the Sun, Prop Me Up Beside the Jukebox, and John Deere Green. Andrew Jack. Actor Andrew Jack passed away from complications related to coronavirus in a Chertsey, England hospital on March 31, 2020. He was 76. His dialect coach wife, Gabrielle Rogers, who was in self-quarantine in Australia at the time, announced the news on Twitter, writing in part, "Andrew Jack was diagnosed with coronavirus 2 days ago. He was in no pain, and he slipped away peacefully knowing that his family were all with him." Having most recently played Major Ahmad in the latest Star Wars trilogy, Jack was also a dialect coach, and worked with actors on major films, like the Lord of the Rings trilogy, Star Wars, and Avengers Endgame. He had been coaching Robert Pattinson for the Batman at the time of his death. Adam Schlesinger. Fountains of Wayne co-founder and Emmy and Grammy-winning songwriter Adam Schlesinger passed away on April 1, 2020. He was 52. Schlesinger had been sedated on a ventilator in a New York hospital for several days after contracting coronavirus. In addition to his work with Fountains of Wayne, Schlesinger received Emmy, Oscar, Grammy, Golden Globe, and Tony nominations for his soundtrack work, most notably for writing the title track to Tom Hanks's 1997 film That Thing You Do. He also nabbed 2 Emmys for the 150-plus songs he wrote for the CW series Crazy Ex-Girlfriend. Stars who worked with Schlesinger on those projects paid their respects to the prolific songwriter on social media. Ellis Marsalis Jr. New Orleans jazz legend, pianist, Ellis Marsalis Jr. passed away on April 1, 2020, due to complications of coronavirus. He was 85. His son Branford Marsalis, another jazz legend, told the New York Times, "It is with great sadness that I announce the passing of my father, Ellis Marsalis Jr." Branford said in a statement, "My dad was a giant of a musician and teacher, but an even greater father. He poured everything he had into making us the best of what we could be." He added that his father had been in the hospital for less than a week and died peacefully. During his tenure as a teacher at the New Orleans Center for the Creative Arts, Marsalis taught such notable future musicians as film composer Terence Blanchard and pianist Harry Connick Jr. He was also named a jazz master by the National Endowment for the Arts in 2011, which the Times notes is considered the highest honor for an American jazz musician. Marsalis is also the patriarch of one of the greatest musical families that includes 4 sons with illustrious careers, one of whom is 9-time Grammy-winning trumpeter, Wynton Marsalis.